Yeah, 100%. That's a really good question. How can you convince yourself that you aren't a fapper if you keep fapping? The way I would do it, let's say, okay, we've talked about doing self-image visualizations, affirmations. Okay, we're not that guy who faps anymore. You know, we're gonna mentally like kind of think to ourselves that we are some other guy who's like sort of far better than us. You know, he's not struggling with porn or anything. What I would actually say, what we spoke about last time, is I think improving yourself by about 10% in your mind is about as far as I would go. So let's say right now you are relapsing. I wouldn't be doing the self-image visualizations, affirmations, pretending like you are some super successful, like way more disciplined guy, because it's just like you'd look around and know that you're not. Like your room smells of cum right now, so you can't tell yourself like, "Oh, I'm a businessman." Yeah, me and Tate, like, yeah. So what I would say is increase who you are by about 10% in your mind. 10% is still fairly significant as well, by the way. So you start thinking to yourself, I'm someone who's making huge progress. I'm better than where I started. You imagine the friends that you used to have, like the video gamers, and you can see the difference between you and them. So you don't want to be thinking in a delusionary way. Sometimes you'll see this with like women's self improvements where they're doing like delusionary things, rubbing crystals together and everything. But rather, this is like okay, because the truth is, you might actually have like a negative perception of where you really are. If this is what you think of yourself, objectively, you might actually be about here, because you hear all your internal thoughts, you hear your demons, you've seen every single mistake that you've made. So you probably see yourself a little bit lower than like how other people see you. So I think about 10% is what I would do. The woman in the red dress is exactly what I'm struggling with. Grayson, what is the struggle exactly? What is everyone's woman, like most recent woman in the red dress? Leave it in the chat right now. What is the most recent desire that you've found has like has come to you because of this recent level you've got to? Specifically about like you've made some progress and you're like, oh damn, there's a new level of desire available to me. So for example, let's say you've been lux maxing recently and you kind of knew this would happen, but now it's actually like you're actually experiencing it. Where out of nowhere now girls are into you, but like you know that they're going to be a distraction. So the woman in the red dress is specifically about like unlocking to the next level, and the distractions progressively overloading alongside you. I think I get distracted with jumping from business to business rather than sticking in my niche. Exact same thing, you know, that's still about willpower. Who can relate to that? I get distracted with jumping from business to business rather than sticking to my niche. Type 1 in the chat if you can relate to that. Because I remember when I used to be there, yeah, I'm guessing this is a very common experience, yeah. So let me explain that very quickly, how you can use willpower to like stay on the business that you're trying to grow. Okay, this is the business, this is the thing that you're thinking, yep, you know, I could do this. But then you keep seeing all these other businesses that everyone else is talking about. Okay, Iman said this, Hamza said this, Tate said this, someone on Adonis School said this, and suddenly before you know it, you feel like you're quite spread thin. The issue with seeing all this like optimism for other business models is that when you're experiencing the difficulties of the thing that you're trying to grow, that's when the other things are going to look even more desirable. Because if you objectively look at them all, it's like they're all the same. This thing is actually like this, right? They're all the same. Relatively, most businesses you can make into a multi-million-dollar business company. Relatively, most of them, whatever business model it is, most of them. The reason why you aren't seeing success is because you can't make success when you're like this. Hey, you are trying to grow your business, but then you're actually listening when one of these red pill guys makes another video talking about the different business model, and now this is what your brain looks like. Anyone relate to this? Which business model should it be? What type of videos should I make? Or should it be this type of video or this type of video? I just wish, you almost wish that someone could just pretty much force you to do one model, right? This is what your brain looks like. A man who chases many rabbits catches none. Nice. So you know what you need to do? You need to understand that they're all pretty much actually the same.